Good morning. Good morning. How are you
Good
there?
morning, everyone. Let's get this fixed where we can see everybody better. And I'm going to put our guest right there in the middle because we're so glad to have him. James, your mic is muted. So if you wouldn't mind taking the mute, hear you.
Hold on. I think we're here.
Uh-oh.
How's everybody doing? Good morning.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carrie and Elvira and Chloe. We're just so glad to have all of you with us this morning. We've got a great show for you. I'm going to let Rodney introduce the guest because this is Rodney's friend, but I'm so excited to hear what he's going to be talking about because it sounds fantastic.
And I think let me make sure. I make sure my guy here, James Andrew Luna, is unmuted. Let me see. Make sure you're unmuted, James. Let me see here. Unmute your mic. Well, everybody, happy Monday to you. And we are doing great. Hold on, I have to make sure I think there he
Okay.
is. You're unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you should be there. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, it keeps
All right,
going in and out.
everybody. Get, there you go. Are you there, James?
Okay.
Hold on. We have to make sure James is
I think James
unmuted.
has to do it now. I had unmuted him before, but I think he has to do it now. There you go. Now
Unmute.
you
Okay, I
are.
think James is unmuted now. You don't have to do anything, James. I think you're
Can you hear
fine.
me? All right.
Yes.
Well, good.
Now we got it. Hey, okay, everybody.
Yeah.
We're rocking and rolling. And our guest today, our featured guest today is Tailor to the Stars, James Andrew Luna. He is a fantastic guy. He is a second generation tailor. And I'm going to let him kind of tell you all the wonderful things about his dear dad, who got him started in the whole world of tailoring. His dad was a fantastic guy. And James, he hails from Garden Grove, California. That's where he was born. He was born and raised, and his dad had a very prolific uh, tailor shop here in the city of Garden Grove. Now, Garden Grove is kind of like a suburb of Los Angeles, and a lot of people didn't know that this little bitty tailor shop in Garden Grove had some of the biggest celebrities coming there to get their suits done. And I'm going to let James talk about that. So, everybody, welcome to the chat session here on the This Way Network, the one and only James Andrew Luna. How you doing, James?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Rodney and Gina. Thank you for having me on this on your show. Um, Going back to my father's history, growing up in Garden Grove, I am a second generation of tailors. But growing up as a child, and I'm the baby out of 10, I saw my father work with the artists such as Cesar Romero, Vic Morrow, um, and also the Rams when they're down here, Los Angeles Rams, and now they're back.
Mm-hmm.
And then also he also worked with Jose Feliciano and the Carpenters as well. Those are
Wow. Wow.
some of the talents that my father worked with.
Now,
And
But
James, I
you're
can
you know,
only
mentioning
see half
some
of you. There you go. Come on into the frame. You're a little bit to the left.
there,
Go to your right a little bit. No, the other way. The other way.
other
I
way.
can a little
Yeah.
bit
okay,
more.
can you see
Right
me?
there. Now we
Awesome.
got
That's
you. Now we
perfect right
got
there.
you.
James, you mentioned
Okay.
some very dapper dressers, some people who were known for being very stylish and really dressed to the nines. So, how did they come to, find out about your father and what were they bringing to him? Was it their personal attire or I'm sure we're not talking costumes, right?
I lost you.
Oh, we're back. We got you back
Okay.
now.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption, Nina.
That's all right. Well, my question was, how did your father first set up shop? Let me ask that. How did he come to California? And was he a tailor already when he came to California? Did he become a tailor after he came to California? And what prompted him to do that?
Well, my father, if I could, what he was mentioning, the story behind all this. Um, my father was 9 years old and he had some interest in sewing. So he
Mm-hmm.
asked the owner of the tailor shop back in Mexico, they're from Michoacan, and he asked the owner if he could sweep, clean up while they taught him how to learn to sew. So that's what he
Mm-hmm.
did. So at a young age of 22, I believe they came down from Mexico to the United States. And
Mm-hmm.
six of my brothers were born in Mexico, and four of us,
Mm-hmm.
which I am, was born here in the States. So
Mm-hmm.
my father decided to open his own shop back in, I guess, the 40s. I wasn't even born
Wow.
yet, and
Mm-hmm.
and then he had a great business and raised a family of 10. And because of his art and his talent, everybody knew what kind of quality work he did. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how he became, he did work for the late gangster James Cagney, the actor.
Yes. Oh,
Uh,
that's another
If you go,
very dapper dresser. Yeah.
yes, yes. A lot of younger uh, persons that don't know James Cagney, they go look on YouTube and look for the actor James Cagney, and you'll see some of my dad's creation there, suits for James Cagney.
Mm. And I if I remember correctly, James Cagney was rather short, so probably it was very hard for him to buy anything off the rack and have it actually look right on him. So, but he always looked impeccably dressed. So I am so thrilled to meet the
Yes.
guy who is responsible for that.
Well, I'm carrying on the legacy of my pops.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and,
fantastic. Look at
and
that.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
Now,
that's the whole
just
thing.
those pictures right there give you an idea, y'all. Sewing is not just being able to use a machine or, thread a needle and sew a button on. There is so much more to tailoring. And I know
Hmm.
that because my mom made all my clothes growing up, and I felt like we were the best dressed kids in school because she really paid attention to the details and how things fit. And so I have a great respect, James, for what you do because I know it takes
yeah.
quite a. Go ahead.
It looks easy, but it's not. My father always told
Yeah.
me that if you have a crooked seam, it shows up tremendously,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
because if it don't have a straight seam, it throws everything off. So
True.
and one thing that my pops taught me was before you fit a customer, you got to know how to do the work first. So this way you can identify what needs to be corrected,
Hmm.
the garments. And that was a
Hmm.
good pointers, and I'm still on, carry on that, so, but it's good. I appreciate my pops, my mom, and, here we are and carry on the legacy. It's a beautiful thing
Hmm.
and I'm blessed. And I'm coming up with different creations. Like, Rodney and I, we're working on this one major event that we're working on. It's called the Coat of Arms, and it's the first ever military fashion show. And it's registered at the Library of Congress, and it's going to be placed here in Brea, California, on the 9th of
Hmm.
November, the day after the
Hmm.
election, and one day before the Marines anniversary, and a couple of days before the Veterans Day. So it's going to be a
Well, we got
good event.
James, we got something really cool. I want to show everybody. Now, this, you don't normally get to see this. Now, tailoring is a dying art, but this is a little clip of the master at work. Here you go.
This is what you call old-fashioned tailoring. So you do the basing, make sure everything's in place, because if this way you can identify or see if there's a crooked seam or if it's not right, you're gonna have to readjust it.
How do you like that? That's actually seeing a master at work.
So James, now let's see if I can unmute him. Nope, I can't unmute him. He's gonna have to do it
Hold
himself.
on, I got you. I think I got it. Hold on.
Oh, there we go.
There we
He's
go.
back.
He's unmuted. Go ahead, James. Yeah, we got you. We
Okay.
got you.
Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. But
So James, I'm curious, having just watched that, I'm curious to know, were you basting or were you actually sewing something together?
well, I was preparing, I was marking up an area which I had to take in, so I could prepare myself so I could complete it by sewing, finishing the garment. And you saw the hand iron there, which is that's one of the main things that we need in this industry is a good iron, because sometimes if you don't have a good iron, man, you take you all day just to press one item. So, and that iron that's in the background it comes with a boiler, miniature boiler. So it holds like 35 pounds of pressure, which is one of the tools that I need to carry on doing quality work.
So are you using the same tools that your father used?
I have some of the tools that my father, I haven't put it aside, but I'm using a couple of rulers that he had. I'm using a couple of, basic tools like scissors and sewing machines as well. So here we are.
So I
legacy.
just noticed the strip you had around the sewing machine with all the pins and things stuck in it. And I as soon as I saw that, I thought, that's brilliant. I need to do that.
That's pins, and sometimes when we're working, we need, instead of getting up and going back to the box pins, I did a fabric around the machine and I put pins there, so it makes my work a little bit easier.
I got another cool clip. Check this out. This is a little more part 2 of that. He was working here. It's so cool seeing him work. Going into his tailor shop, it's amazing because I would be so deathly afraid to do the work that I've seen James do. I mean, he will take a, high-end suit. I have actually seen him take, brand names like Hugo Boss, and he takes the sleeves off the suit, shortens them, and just puts the sleeves back on. And it's the most incredible thing. You got to check this out.
Here's my measurements on my foot here on the sewing machine plate. It has actually measurements, and you kind of use it as a guide, more or less, what the measurement is.
It's great seeing James. It's great seeing James do this kind of work because it's so detailed. It's so detailed, and it's incredible knowing that he is working on these suits and taking these things apart. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe he just took the sleeves off. And then seeing people saying like, oh, well, I need this thing shortened, I need it tapered. To be able to see him do that is just really, really remarkable.
And shortening sleeves. Oh my goodness. That's I'm like you, Rodney. I would be afraid to even take the sleeve off the garment and even try it. But and James, I know it's not one of those things. I think most of us would have tried just shortening the sleeves from the wrist end. But why doesn't that work?
Well, sometimes when you have functionable buttonholes on the sleeves and you have to shorten them up, and if you shorten it up that way, you're just going to ruin the design and ruin the jacket. So it's best to take it up from the top. And you have to know how to cut the top, because if you make it too small, you just ruin the jacket as well. The armhole's not going to fit. The sleeve's going to be too tight.
Yeah.
Customer's going to feel it. You got to know how to really cut it. And but we're successful. I
Oh,
make
you
mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I'll do better.
we all have, but you obviously really know what you're doing. So I have to
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's quality workmanship and just the way you were doing it. I could appreciate the attention to detail and how careful you were.
Yeah, it's an art and science, because there's a lot of individuals that say they know how to sew. I mean, that's great. I get customers that tell me, "Oh, you're a master." I said, "No, I'm still learning, but I do the best I can." But like I say, there's individuals that say, "Oh, I know how to do this, I know how to do that," but just always trying to find a way. Just do it right. If you can't do it right, learn and make the best out of it.
Right, right. James, how has
Yeah,
tailoring
but
changed from your Father's Day?
Uh, what I've noticed through other individuals that know how to sew, I keep
Mhm,
that old-fashioned tailoring, which is the right way, and I use
mhm,
a lot of hand threading. I mean, hand sewing and basting.
mhm,
Other tailors, when you go to Nordstrom's or you go to different stores, when they produce and finalize a garment, they use a
mhm,
sewing machine to finish up the lining. See, but I keep that
mm,
old fashioned tape, and people
mhm.
do appreciate that. My clients, they do appreciate when they see the finished products the old fashioned way.
I'm
Well,
sure.
So I
I got to tell you, being around James's shop and seeing his clothing line, the James Andrew line. I'm very fortunate. He kind of hooks me up a little bit here. Every once in a while, I can go through and James drops a little bit on me. So here's hit one of his very famous V-neck fashion tees that he put on me. And so I was out at a big concert and I wore his James Andrew. But I have to tell you, it's a cool thing. And I don't want to forget, wow, we've got so many great viewers on. We were very fortunate that my dear friend Elvira, all the way over in Poland, she has a group, her sister, and all of these wonderful people are into crocheting and knitting and sewing. And so there's a big group over there watching. So, and again, of course, our diehard uh, Robin Spielman. Thank you so much, Robin. And Elvira says, what did she says? My mom's brother was a tailor during the communist era. I remember his workshop. He sewed wonderful clothes when we were there, only empty shelves in the store. My sister inherited the talent from him. Oh, okay. So that's a true story.
Mhm.
Elvira's sister learned from, I guess it was like her uncle. So that is a great deal. Wow. And you know what? And good morning, Chloe and Carrie, everybody, AC Cruz. And we're just saying hello to everybody. We're on the chat session, the This Way Network, with the one and only James Andrew Luna, Tailored to the Stars. This guy is fantastic. He's got a big event called the Coat of Arms Military Fashion Show. That's going to be November 9th here in Brea,
Mhm.
California. People can actually get ready to volunteer. We actually had a huge casting of models. So models are coming in, both men and women. He's looking at um, people who were in the military, veterans, also civilians. But you would not believe it, Nina. This will blow you away. Well, we don't want to give it away, but the coat of arms military fashion show is really centered around James Andrews' new launch of an affordable business suit for men and women. And
Mhm.
what they're going to do, they're going to hold the price down. James is going to create a very nice quality business suit. Because when people get out of the military, they got to go get a job, right? So you got to look
Mhm.
great. You got to be confident. Well, James is working on a suit line where they can afford these wonderful suits. But if anyone has a prosthetic, some of our military people were wounded in battle and they might have lost
Yeah.
an arm, they might have lost a leg. Well, James has a special tailoring design that is going to be able to really mask the prosthetic, and so they can put their suit on and you'll hardly be able to tell that the person has a prosthetic on. So he's going to put that technology and design into the suit. And one other thing, on November 9th, there's going to be a major unveiling. James has shared with me that I am like under an NDA. I can't even talk about it. He has designed something that is so revolutionary in the apparel industry and multiple other industries. So there's going to be a huge unveiling that night. And so it's going to be a really cool night. And
You're making me wish I could be there.
It's going to kick off with a
You
VIP
can.
reception. So there'll be a little cocktail mixer, a little bit of time between 5 to 6 p.m. But there's going to be a lot of great people. Sponsors are coming in. We want to say a big thank you to our sponsor. Mercury Insurance has come on board. The #1 Ford dealership in the world, Galpin Ford here in Southern California. They've become a sponsor. We've got more people. We have Radio Suerte, 90.3 FM, KLIE Radio out of Garden Grove. They are our media sponsor. That's one of our media sponsors. And so the cool thing is James has, James is a very modest guy. He's not going to say, but here's an example. This guy right here in this picture is action star Patrick Kilpatrick. Now, if you know this guy's face, he's been in a lot of action films. He was just at the Cannes Film Festival. And before he left, he said, hey, I need a dark blue suit because they will not let me on the red carpet because it's mandatory that the men must wear a dark blue suit. And guess what? Look right here at the bottom. You see that right there where my little mouse is? He says, and that suit, this blue shirt and that kind of taupe colored coat was another suit that James Andrew had did. So he just shouted him out in front of all of these people there at the Cannes Film Festival. So, James is doing some big stuff. I'm just going to see now. I might have to toot his horn because he ain't going to say anything. Check this out. This is him with Downtown Willie Brown from the Oakland Raiders. He designed a special coat for Downtown Willie Brown. This thing was actually on television. You see the inside lining? James actually put a gigantic Raider flag inside and made a flag. He took a Raiders flag and put it inside the lining, and it just blew everybody away. And so James, he's worked with
a special touch
people. Here's a couple more celebs. Hey, we're gonna get them in here. Jackie Slater, NFL player. Look at that. That's Magic Johnson and his manager Darren Prince. Huge. He is a A-list manager to the stars, the music icon GQ from back in the day. And of course, we can't forget Smokey Robinson. That's right. James Andrew was tapped by Smokey Robinson to do the Smokey Robinson collection. And of course, look at that. The one and only Smokin' Joe Frazier. I mean, I have more VIPs. Look at this. LA Laker, Josh Powell. James is down there in the Laker organization. He's in the locker room, and these guys are getting their suits made. Dwan Victorian, he's a boxer. We got Coach Cable from the Raiders. I can't get enough. I mean, that just lets you know James Andrew is the real deal. If he's got these type of VIPs coming to him, and he has this, he's like a one-man show. He's got this little tailor shop, but he's doing, high fashion with real world, old world technology, and he puts his heart into it. And we're really excited. And so, you can also, if you want to actually support the coat of arms, you can actually do that. You can do that through Zelle. You can actually Zelle any type of donation that hits your heart, because James is going to be working with, our veterans, and these are people who are active duty, people who are also veterans. They struggle. So James is looking to make a donation. And there's another great organization called ICOPenny. That's www.icopenny.org. That's a organization that belongs to his sister, who works with people with disabilities. And so James has got a big heart. And of course, hey, we got all these other VIPs. I can't forget me. Yeah, that's right. James got me looking good. That's my James Andrew there, looking kind of clean. So
love it. I
the
love the elbow patches there too. I wouldn't
That's
mind if those came back. Yeah, I love that. Great material too. James, of all the things that I
Yes.
saw, notwithstanding Rodney's fantastic suit right there, but I loved that jacket with the Raiders flag lining. I love that you can make, yes, that one. I love that you can make iconic, meaningful pieces like that with a special touch to them that even, it might be hidden when you're wearing it, but the wearer knows it's there and makes such a difference. And
Yes.
then I can imagine when they take it off and others get a glimpse of it, it's like such a nice surprise. That's fantastic. I love that
That
you can do that.
that was showcased on 2017 NFL Draft Day. The reason why I found out is because I have a friend of mine who is a true diehard Raider fan, and he says,
Mhm.
"Man, I saw a great jacket, and I showed him pictures of this. Did it look like this? Yeah. Did it have that in the inside? Yes. Well, I made that. But thank you for telling me." So, uh, the Raiders organization has that. Willie Brown was he's the late Willie Brown, great gentleman, and
Mhm.
miss him dearly. We had a great relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
great.
Well, James, I noticed you
But
always look
go.
very smart in all those pictures too. So I'm assuming that you also make your own clothes.
I do when I have the time. When I do have the time, yes.
Yeah, look at
But
that.
right now, we, yes. And Gina, going back to say you want to come to the fashion show, you're gonna know if you're not gonna have time. My father always says, "There's a will, there's a way." So I think I'll see you. Me and Ronnie will see you here on November 9th.
I don't know. I am totally across on the other side of the country. That would be quite a feat for me to get there for that. So especially
Hey,
because we
Okay.
have
if we get the right sponsors, then we might have to do a live remote for the This Way
hey, there you
Network. And
go. There
there
you
you
go.
go. And
That would be
we'll
great.
fly you in VIP. We'll put you on the Concorde. Don't worry about it. We got it under control.
I'd love that. I would just love that. So, James, tell me more about Coat of Arms. What kind of fashions are they going to be um, showing on the runway?
Well, I'm always thinking out of the box, and what I want to do is create a line for men and women that got injured or did not get injured, excuse me,
Mhm.
coming out from the military life to civilian life.
Mhm.
So I'm working on all that designs. We did had a audition yesterday with the models. Shout out to the Blue Star Moms, and the Gold Star Moms. They're going to be part of the
Oh,
event, which love to have them. So
yeah.
at that moment, I'm going to be creative, and you're going to see my design, and I'm always thinking out of the box. So I'm creating garments that has not hit the fashion map just yet. So this is going to be a
Mhm.
wow. So like I said, we're going to take a lot of photos. It's going to be a great event. I would love to have you there, Gina. So just think about it.
I
We'll
would
have a
love to be
plan.
there. Yeah, I would love to be there. So you're going to be showing things
Okay.
that have never been done before.
Right.
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 Something very
So like
innovative.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like a musician who writes a song. When you write a song, it's like coming from the heart. This all my designs is coming from the heart.
Mm,
So
love
here we
that.
go. We're gonna be rocking.
And I got to tell you, everybody, you have to know this. Beyond the fashion, beyond the heart and the mission that James has with the coat of arms, I was just blown away because when James shared with me this new industry technology, I'm telling everybody, beyond the entertainment industry, beyond the fashion world and other products, what James has that we're going to be doing this unveiling that night, I guarantee you it will generate literally millions of dollars of untapped revenue for businesses based upon his application that he's going to present that night. So it's going to be big news. I guarantee you, you'll hear about it. And everybody, again, we've been on this morning with the one and only James Andrew Luna. He is the Tailor to the Stars, and has a big event coming up November 9th here in Brea, California, the Coat of Arms Military Fashion Show. It's all about our vets. We care about them. James loves our vets and stuff like that, and that's what it's all about. And you can make a donation. Again, you can make a donation through Zelle at the
Mhm.
number would be 714-636-2815. That's a Zelle. You'll get a W-9 for your donation. Definitely, I'll put that in the chat actually, and just in case anybody, yeah, and then in 2810, I'm sorry, my bad. It is 714-636-2810. There we go. There we go. I got to make sure I got that right. Get that squared away. But I'll put
All
that
right,
in the chat.
James,
If
I have a
anybody,
request.
go ahead.
I have a request before we close out today. James,
Okay.
the event is
Yes, I'm
November the
here.
9th. That's a Saturday. All right. Will you come back and join us on the Monday after that event on the chat session and
Yes.
show us some of the
Yes. Yes.
pictures and, tell us all about it? We want the scoop here.
Yes. I will come back. I appreciate you for asking me
Awesome.
that. Yes.
Awesome. Please put it on your calendar. I'm going to put it on ours, and we cannot wait to have you back and hear all about how the event went and what it is that you're going to be
Well,
unveiling.
yes, and we're going to show a little video of some of the event so you can see that what
That would
went
be
on.
fantastic.
Well,
Yeah, we would
everybody,
love
Yes.
that.
thank you so much for being on this one again. Everybody from AC Cruise, there's Shanae Lee Jane. I don't know this one. That's a friend of from the East Coast. Good grief, you guys
Shaylee Jane
are
from India.
from
Yeah,
India.
from
Oh my
India.
goodness! So we
Yes.
got people all around. Shout out, shout out, and we are so happy again, Carrie. Everyone, thank you so much, Robin. EUA, we see
Thank
everybody out there, and
thank you.
Elvira, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for having me
everyone.
on and watching, and God bless to everyone. Have a great day.
All
God
right,
bless you
and
too.
that's gonna wrap it up. And Nina, I'll let you close us out.
Well, thank you for being with us this morning, everyone. And please come back next week. We've got some other great things in store for you. And I just want to say before we go, y'all, be of good courage. God is with us, and we are not alone. Bye, everybody.